spiritual food for thought.
Do all paths really lead to God? It's a claim that many people have made through the ages, and I know that a lot of people who are maybe religious or a lot of Christians are going to disagree with me from the get-go on this, but that doesn't change the truth. So do all paths lead to God? Well, absolutely. Absolutely they all lead to God. And that may sound strange at first, but think about what the actual question is. Is it saying, do all paths lead to eternal paradise? Do all paths lead to the New Jerusalem? Do all paths lead to heaven? That's not what the question is asking. The question's asking, do all paths lead to God? And we can say absolutely 100% yes. Now, when somebody says that, they're pretty much saying in their mind that all paths lead to truth, or all paths lead to, to paradise, to being fine in eternal life. Now, that's not true. But when somebody poses that question, it does give us a good segue into having a very spiritual conversation where we can be very honest with them. So think about what's revealed in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Okay? Think about that. Where are people, regardless of how they lived, going to end up? Eventually they will end up before the one true God, their creator, whether they acknowledge it or not, and they're going to stand and be held accountable for how they live their life. And we've all failed at living our life, so then it comes down to really, have we received forgiveness through his son, or have we rejected that? And if we claim that we've received that forgiveness, what is the evidence? What is, going to show it to God, or what is he going to determine it by? Is it just going to be lip service? A lot of people hope so, don't they? So again, Psalm 139, I covered this a while ago, but Psalm 139, starting at verse 7. Whither shall I go from thy spirit, or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. So obviously, just a couple simple verses, and there's many more that we can use to say that yes, 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt, all paths do lead to God. Because the second we die, okay, we cease to be here. Okay, we have only one option, and that is that we will be held accountable by God. All paths do not lead to heaven. All paths do not lead to paradise. All paths do lead to God. And there we will be held accountable for how we've lived. Like you, I've chosen to lie. I've chosen to steal. I've chosen to do many things that are against the ways of God, against his commandments. He will hold me accountable for that, except for the fact that he does not want to. In the one where I talked about who's in charge of hell, okay, confused as hell, it shows that hell was created for the punishment of Satan and the fallen angels, the demons. That's the purpose. We're not supposed to go there. Our Creator wants to forgive us, so he's provided a way that anyone who would choose to be reconciled to him can be. But we do not have to. I'll cover that a little bit later too in another talk. So here's the deal. We're all accountable to God. All paths do lead to God. We've all sinned against a holy, righteous God, and he has provided the one way. Okay, now I know it's very narrow. Yes, only one Messiah, only one Jesus Christ, only one who died and rose again. And guess what? Because he did that, he's also not only narrow, but he's wide enough that the entire world could be reconciled to the Father if they chose to. What you do is up to you. He's not going to force you, but we know the truth that he did create you, and he did provide the way for you to be reconciled to him. So when that path that you're on leads to God, I hope that you're prepared. Be blessed. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.